Welcome to Microsft Access 2013. My name is Dan McAllister and I'll be your instructor today. What you're looking at on screen right now is what you will see the first time you open Microsft Access, a bunch of templates that you could use to create databases. You could create databases for your contacts, your company's assets, and several other subjects that have pre-created databases that would have a couple of tables but no data in them. Let me scroll back up towards the top. There's also a template that you could use for just creating a blank database that you would store on your desktop, and there's also one for a database that you could store on the web. Up until 2003, you could create a database and store it on a web server. Now you can create a database and store it on a more secure SharePoint site. When I double-click on this choice, the first thing it wants to know is the URL of my SharePoint server. And I don't have a SharePoint server available today, so we won't be discussing the custom web apps any further, other than to say that people would not necessarily need Microsft Access in order to use the database that you're storing on your SharePoint server. They could do it simply through their internet browser. I'm going to close this choice. Instead, I'm going to open one of our practice files. To do that, I'm going to slide over to the side. I'm going to click on Open Other Files. And then I need to navigate on my computer to where I've stored my database. So I click on Computer, and then I need to navigate to the place where I've stored my practice files. They're on my computer, so I'm clicking there. And then over here on the right-hand side, I'm going to browse to the place where I've stored my practice files. The first place it looks, like any good Microsoft or Adobe program, is the Documents library. But I've actually stored my practice files out on the desktop, so I'm going to head there first. On the right-hand side, I see the folder with my 2013 practice files. I could just double-click on that, but I'm going to plan for the future here for a moment. I'm going to take that folder and drag it to the left and drop it in my Favorites area. That way, the next time I need to find it, it'll be sitting right over here. I won't have to navigate to my desktop and then scroll up and down to find it. So I'm grabbing that practice files folder. I'm careful not to drag it onto another folder that's already in my Favorites area, and I let go. And from now on, I'll be able to open things from there. In fact, I'll do that right now. I'm going to click on that Practice Files folder. And now I'm going to go into the Access Samples folder. Specifically, Modules 1 and 2. More specifically, this file right here named Northwind. I'm double-clicking on that. When yours opens up, you're likely to see a screen that says you can enable editing. You should click on the button to enable editing, and then you'll see this screen. In fact, why don't you pause our video right now and go open that Northwind database. Then come on back and we'll do some stuff together. All right, welcome back. You can see that it's offering us a chance to sign in as someone named Andrew Ciancini. We're not going to take it up on that. We're going to close this window. Now on the left side in the navigation pane, you veterans are used to seeing one list of the tables, one list of the queries, one list of the forms, and we can make it look that way here as well. I'm going to click on this list arrow that says Northwind Traders, and on the pull-down list I'm going to tell it that I'd like to view these objects by the object type. And when I click on that, here's my more traditional view of the tables separated from the queries, separated from the forms. Why don't you take just a moment and do that same thing? Put our video on pause, come over here and click on this pull-down list arrow, and on the list arrow, tell it you want to view by object type. And that way you'll see the same thing that I do here. So take just a moment and tell it that you want to view our objects by the object type.